Ho, 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 and welcome to the Not Ready for Primetime Project. We're Gary Seath and Brad Robinson.
And you're not.
This week, it's another vintage Early Years of SNL. We're talking about Season 2, Episode 10, with host Candice Bergen and musical guest Frank Zappa. This show originally aired on December 11th, 1976. Brad, this was one of our highlights of Season 2.
This was the highlight of Season 2. I believe we both had this as our favorite episode of a very favorite season. So, yeah.
It still is probably my favorite season, but this episode is just nonstop awesome. Like, it's just so much fun to watch this. Mm-hmm. It's a great Christmas episode.
Yes, I was just going to say, like, besides being a great Christmas episode, it is a great all-around episode.
Yeah. We have some classic Christmas bits that we grew up with. We have some other Christmas bits that we maybe didn't grow up with, but we have come to love as we've seen them. And it's so much fun seeing Candice Bergen, like we've talked about. She really plays with the cast and just fits right in with them. And it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, and this was her third time hosting. She'd done the Christmas episode Season 1, which we didn't love as an episode, both Christmas and regular. And she really came back and made up for it this season. Consumer Probe, one of the most famous SNL Christmas sketches of all time. I think we both had that, if not our top, very high on our best bits of the season list.
Yep.
Great sketch with her and Dan Aykroyd. And Santi-Wrap, another one of my favorites. I've always loved John Belushi as Santa for Santi-Wrap.
Yeah,
Love that one.
That's really good. We have that crazy Gary Gilmore song sung
by
by the cast.
Yeah, that Marilyn talked to us about. Yeah, that's a great one. It has the infamous breaking of character for the Right to Extreme Stupidity League, and Candice calls Gilda the wrong name, and they start laughing, and Gilda just takes control of the sketch and steers it home while Candice sits behind her laughing the whole time, which is like one of the most infamous flubs or breaks of all time. Is really good.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's a great holiday episode to watch. That's why we're throwing it back up there now, because
Frank
you should
Zappa?
Go watch it. Frank Zappa, his
Frank
performances
Zappa.
are amazing. Yeah,
He's
I'm
amazing.
the slime.
Yeah, and he's in a very hugely underrated sketch, which I think made it into our tournament talk when we did it. But the Killer Christmas Tree sketch with Candice and the police lineup and Zappa shows up. There's just so much top to bottom. It's a great cold open, great monologue with her and John. It's really good.
Yeah. Dom Pardo makes an appearance on I Am the Slime, the performance by Frank Zappa.
Oh, right. He has the voiceover. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. So this is a really fun episode. You should go watch this episode and then listen to us.
Please. Come
back, pause the podcast, go watch the episode, because it's awesome. It's just so much fun to watch.
Enjoy.
Happy holidays.
We at KNOO feel that Patty has been exploited by the media. Where is the decency that should be afforded this young girl who has undergone
What show is this? Oh, it's NBC Saturday Night. It's my favorite show. I used to watch it all the time in prison. I could always depend on it being tasteful. Oh, here's my favorite part where they say, "Live from New York, it's Saturday night!"
Hello and welcome to the Not Ready for Primetime podcast. We're Gary Seath and Brad Robinson.
And you're not.
This week we're talking about Season 2, Episode 10, the holiday episode with Candice Bergen and musical guest Frank Zappa. This show originally aired on December 11th, 1976. Brad?
Ho, ho, ho.
Happy holidays.
One of my top 3 ho-ho-hos in the history of SNL.
It's definitely up there. I only have one above it.
I got 2. I got that and Love It. That's all I got.
Yeah.
There might be a third somewhere.
I'm sure there is. This is the Christmas episode. This was so much fun, I thought.
Welcome back, Candice Bergen. I agree. She completely redeemed herself for the Martha Reeves debacle of Season 1.
So we're pinning that on Martha Reeves now?
No, it was both of their fault. Martha Reeves just did.
Yeah, so Candice Bergen's back for her third time.
Much like Brian Wilson, Martha Reeves did not help the cause.
Oh. Let's not revisit Brian Wilson this week. Let's just let that go. Candice is back for her third time hosting the first 2 seasons. Second holiday episode for her in a row. Mm-hmm. Not much else has changed since the last time we talked about Candice, though, right?
No, I mean, the most interesting thing I'd say about this third hosting stint, like you said, she does 3 episodes in the first season and a half, and then goes AWOL for 11 years and does not host again until season 13 in 1987.
Yeah.
And eventually will host again. And as we know, she's the first female host to join the Five Timers Club. But she, at this point, was on track to being a Buck and Elliot Gould, Steve Martin, there all the time.
And what happened?
Well, if you believe what you read in Wired, the John Belushi biography, Bob Woodward talks about that she claimed there was a huge change in the show when she came back, because she was about almost a year ago when she was on the show. And she said according to the book, the whole vibe of the show changed from being kind of warm and open and very collaborative to being very kind of cold and standoffish, especially with the people on the show and especially John. And we've touched a little bit about John's state during this time, so you can kind of see that a little bit. But ultimately, I think you and I agree, this is a really great show.
Yeah.
And it says she left the show the next morning, was like depressed because of just how toxic or bad the environment was, but they were still able to put on this great show, and with all the drugs going on and everything. And she had vowed that she'd never host the show again.
Interesting.
However true or untrue that is, because a lot of people don't put a lot of faith in that Bob Woodward book.
Sure.
But I mean, you could see it, as a reason.
Definitely. And you could see kind of her annoyance at the end.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about it when we get to Good Nights, but yeah.
But I was looking stuff up today, and I saw an interview with her about a year or so ago, and someone was asking her about Saturday Night Live, and she even said, that first season, it was a very pot-heavy show. And they said they learned very quickly that you can't do this show week after week after week stoned on grass.
Interesting.
And by the time she showed up in season 2, it was very much a cocaine show. And they realized that that's what they needed to put this out. And so she was not digging that aspect or change of the show. So,
yeah, that's interesting. And it's not like they were coming off of, it's not like this is the 4th week in a row or anything like that. There was a week off between the Thanksgiving show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bummer. But this show that she was in and they put on, I thought was great. It was a lot of fun.
This one's fantastic. I love this show. It's funny. I think we mentioned it last episode where I think I said, I kind of hate to say it, I'm missing Chevy. And I have been. And I did not miss him at all this episode. And I don't mean in a bad way and knock at Chevy. I just think this episode hit on all cylinders and was so much fun.
Well, I think a big part of that is due to Candice.
Yep.
Like, she's in everything. She's playing all different roles, and she's game for whatever.
Game for everything, which she always has been. That's why she's such a great host during these early years, because they're experimenting and trying new things, and she goes along with whatever they want to do. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And you don't feel like you're down a cast member with this episode like you were last episode when you had Jodie Foster and she couldn't do much because she was 14. But with Candice Bergen, again, it's kind of like that effect of Steve Martin, Buck Henry. She melds with the cast really well.
She does, but it's interesting because unlike, say, a Buck, where we've talked about many times, like, oh, maybe the writing's not that strong, the host can help elevate it.
Yeah.
I don't mean this as a knock against her. I don't know how much she'll elevate just of her background and what she does, like Lily Tomlin and Buck Henry, but she's a great host. And I think because of that and how they know how much fun she is, they're just delivering her top material to go with.
And she gives them a straight person for every sketch if they need it, right? She's a really good straight man in the sketches. So, well, should we just get into it?
This is so much fun.
Yeah. Well, the cold open starts with a Patty Hearst sketch. So
finally, an actual Patty Hearst sketch. I was, they've been joking about Patty Hearst for 9-10 months.
Right.
They finally make an actual sketch about it. So I was about time.
Yeah, it's finally not a Weekend Update joke or artist rendering in Weekend Update. So this is Patty Hearst Goes Home for Christmas. And it starts with Gilda playing Patty Hearst and Lorraine's playing her sister. Dan and John are her parents, and they're all sitting around playing Scrabble. And, Patty Hearst is like melancholy because, she's home now finally. And she's playing words like pig and
gun.
Just gun. Yeah. And she's obviously tired of Scrabble. So then her mom's like, oh, let's watch TV. They flip through a few different channels and they all reference Patty Hearst. And eventually they come
Not all. Because I liked when they did Citizen Kane.
Oh, yeah.
They flipped on and Citizen Kane was on.
Right. Well, Hearst. Yeah.
No, yeah, Hearst.
And then they flip to a shot of them on stage. And she says, oh, this is Saturday night. I love this show. So then she says, oh, this is my favorite part where they have somebody say live from New York. And then Gilda says live from New York. It's Saturday night.
And she, of course, turns on the Gilda energy. She's playing, like you mentioned, the subdued Patty Hearst the entire time. And then right as she does Live from New York from Saturday Night, it's Gilda yelling.
Yeah.
Smiles and energy. Yeah.
This was fun. Like you said, it's nice to actually have a Patty Hearst sketch.
Yes.
It wasn't the strongest opening.
No, it was not.
Right. But it was, I don't know. I liked that it was a sketch as opposed to some of the other things that we've seen for cold opens.
I agree entirely. It was fine. It felt like kind of a soft take on Patty Hearst.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how well like the meta part of it worked out, where like you said, they're watching all these different TV shows and then they flip on and it's them on the TV. And so they get meta again. But you can tell they're trying to figure out how to have the open be a sketch.
Right.
And work in Live from New York. Because they've never done it. You know, it was always been the fall, or it was, it's gags that are led up to the Live from New York. And this is the first time we've seen them try to make an actual sketch and then incorporate it. So it needs some work, but it's great to see. And it's fun to see them finally going in this direction.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a step in the right direction.
And you get the vibe like Gilda's the new Chevy. Because she's the only cast member now that said this since, other than him this season.
Right.
And other than George Harrison, it's Chevy Chase that said it's this season. So who knows when we'll get somebody else.
Well, who knew where Candice Bergen was, because she was introduced and she does not come on to home base. Instead, we get the stage manager and Jane.
Yeah. Joe Disco, stage manager, yeah.
And Jane says, well, I'll go look for her backstage. And she goes back to Candice's dressing room to figure out what's going on. And it turns out that Candice is just pining over John Belushi. I don't know. She's like,
he broke her heart. He broke her heart. And she doesn't want to come out. And Jane tries to talk her out. And then Lauren comes out and, she won't leave. And he's like, what is this spell Belushi has on women?
Right. Take a few shots at Belushi, both Jane and Lauren. And then John eventually comes on and is heavily make-upped. It was funny because as soon as he came on, I was like, they're going to do a whole Bogart thing because he's in the white
got the
jacket.
white tuxedo and the hair slicked back.
Yeah. And they did the whole thing like Casablanca with him and Candice, and they walk up to Garrett playing the piano on stage finally. And then that was it. That was the opening. That was the monologue.
It was decent. It was fun. It's different.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've seen the host not here bit before, but
right.
It's a different way to do it. And it was really fun.
Yeah, it was interesting because I was thinking like at the end of the show, there were like the monologue and the good nights neither were on home base. They were both in different places. It was just kind of like a little bookend, but it was good. It was fun.
They mentioned this in Wired too, that they wrote this bit for Candice and she apparently was not really sure how well it was going to work all the way up through dress until live. She wasn't really sure how it was going to work. And I mean, you could kind of see her trepidation if it was true. Because I wrote at one point, like, this is pretty ballsy that for 2 to 3 minutes, all they have is a shot of a woman, Jane Curtin, talking to a closed door.
Yeah.
Like for live TV, the opening of your show, they spend a decent amount of time with just a woman talking to a door.
Right. And you introduce the host and you don't see the host for 3 minutes or so.
Right. It's different. It might not have been as funny as people wanted. I don't think a lot of the jokes landed as much as they had hoped, but there was just so much going on with the movement and the production value and the fog and the audio. Like there's just so much happening that it was so much fun to watch. It was one of those instances where it was fun to watch, even though it might not have been laugh out loud funny.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was great, but I think to your point earlier, they were trying something and it was different and they're still working out the whole, like, how does it work backstage? You probably want a little more interaction than just Jane standing at the door.
Yeah, that's true. They're working out that backstage stuff a little bit. But you know what? I feel like we've had some lackluster episodes leading up to this that I'm just so excited to see stuff I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like back to back to back. It's like, this is fantastic. Keep it coming.
Okay, I will. Here comes Jimmy Carter. 2 camera.
This is great.
This is really fun. Dan is playing President-elect Jimmy Carter, just talking to camera, basically saying to Americans, I can't keep all of those campaign promises I made. There are things I know now that I didn't know then. And that was the sketch.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
This is a great setup for a sketch. He's president-elect. He's not yet president. And he's basically telling everybody, I'm privy to information now that only presidents are aware of.
Yes.
And what I know now, I can't do any of that stuff I said.
Yeah.
The idea is just so smart. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was written really well. And then it's just such a great way to get a Carter sketch on before he's president. It's like one last jab at him before he is actually the president. It was just so smart. And then they end it really well, where he starts talking about he's learned all these things and what it's going to take. And he's like, so listen, don't expect things to start improving till around the start of my second term. I need at least 4 years to get going. It's like, it's just so funny. It's so smart.
It was. He was like, by 1984.
8 years will be good, but I'm going to definitely need 4 just to get up to speed. It's so good. And Dan had a great impression. He was
I thought that too. He was really, that impression was really tight tonight. Yeah.
Everything about this was great. Short and sweet. Again, they're just firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
It's such a fun episode to watch.
He seems to do the Carter 2 camera well.
I mean, I feel like he's the best out of all of them doing solo straight to camera. Whatever it is, Pitchman, Decibet.
Yeah.
We'll see him later at Weekend Update doing his first correspondent piece. AM, FM sketch. Like Dan alone is great. There's not much he can't do. So and yes, to your point, the Carter of it though he's really good at that.
He's great. And after Carter, Dan comes right back in another sketch.
Dan is in a lot.
He is.
Dan's doing a lot so far.
Well, I was curious about that because Chevy's not there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And John, I don't know, he wasn't in a great place at this time, right?
No,
so I just felt like.
But he's still in a bunch.
He is. But Dan's in a lot.
He's doing a lot of lifting.
Awesome.
A lot of lifting this episode. Yeah. And he's great.
Yeah. So he plays Lorraine's boyfriend and they're waiting in line for Santa Claus because Lorraine wants to sit on Santa Claus's lap. And as she goes up, I love this sketch.
This is one of my all-time favorites. Christmas themed or not.
Yeah, this is a great one. So she starts putting toilet paper down on Santa Claus's lap. And Dan's like, what are you doing?
Just protection. I just need protection. Yeah. And I love his delivery. Toilet tissue?
He introduces Santi-Wrap.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing?
Relax, I said I'll only be a minute.
What is this?
It's for protection.
Toilet tissue? You mean you haven't heard of Santi-Wrap? Sure, it's Santi-Wrap. The colorful, decorative, and hygienic way to protect yourself from germs carried by the likes of a part-time Santa Claus. Look, he's so jolly, he's smart. He knows if you've been sleeping, but do you know where he's been sleeping? That's just it. Look, Lorraine, I love Santa just as much as anybody else, but December 26th, Noel over here goes back to the Y.
But won't toilet paper protect me?
2-ply? Never. Not these germs. Let me show you.
Oh.
Yeah, Belushi plays Santa Claus and he plays
Santa Claus.
Drunk Santa Claus. Yeah. This is just great. And I thought both Dan and Lorraine were great. John was great as Santa Claus. Everything in this is good.
They're all good. John's great. All 3 of them are good.
Yeah. This is so much fun.
And I like the tag at the end. You won't get one tick from Jolly St. Nick.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a great commercial.
And it's fun watching Dan in this because he's not a pitchman.
Right.
Like he's not the typical pitchman that he does. And it's still really great.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. And the interaction between him and Lorraine is so much fun too.
And John just is like, fuck it, and starts just drinking out of the bottle and dribbling down the beer.
It really is one of the best sketches.
It's so good. And that was one of in the late 80s and early 90s, every Best of Christmas special had this sketch. Like they may not show it anymore, but in those late 80s and 90s, you were always getting this sketch in the Christmas montages.
That's one of my favorite sketches. And then we go to one of my favorite musical performances.
Really? Wait, performances? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's Frank Zappa.
True.
Performing I Am the Slime.
Mm-hmm.
But then he incorporates Don Pardo in this. And I just love that. Again, I think we talked about this last week when they did the Don Pardo stuff, but incorporating Don Pardo in these things, I just really enjoy. I happen to really like this song. I really like Frank Zappa, but like taking himself out of it and having Don Pardo read parts of it was really fun.
Who does Frank Zappa do this speaking part in the actual recording? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was fun. And it seemed like, I don't know. Frank Zappa always seems to have fun when he's performing. So he's just like hamming it up with the chalkboard.
I mean, no one says Christmas like Frank Zappa. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
To which even Candice referred to
Yes.
in the intro.
She called him a Christmas treat.
The mellow sounds of Frank Zappa. It's like she's saying what everyone is thinking.
Yeah. I just thought it was fun. And then they have slime pouring out of the TV above the studio audience.
Yeah, I am not well versed in Frank Zappa. I don't think I know him enough to like or dislike. Like, I know Joe's Garage, which I feel like is the lamest thing to know if you're going to say you know Frank Zappa. That's pretty much the extent of my Joe's Garage album and Catholic Girls is about all I know. But I love this. I loved this performance. It was great. It was so much fun. It was so bizarre. There's so much, a lot of technical stuff going on. You know, Dave Wilson does one of his fun things where they zoom in on the drum kit and it goes like superimposed and then different colors. And then, like you said, the thing with the slime on the TV, and they cut to one of the monitors and there's slime coming down. It's great. And it's so, I mean, it's bizarre, which is Frank Zappa. I mean, it's what Zappa does as a performer, right? So this is all in his wheelhouse. And so, yeah, when he's like, take it away, Don Pardo, and he starts doing the spoken word part, and Zappa pulls out a pointer with a chalkboard and starts following along to all of the text as Pardo's reading it. It's just like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Even him, there's like parts where he's just playing with his band. Mm-hmm. They're like playing guitars and like dancing around and just having fun. Again, it's one of those performances that keeps the energy up and keeps the show moving along.
Oh, totally. My last note on this was, and again, not being a big Frank Zappa fan, not really knowing this song, was not only did I really enjoy this, but I cannot wait to see what he does for his second number.
Hey, music lovers, looking for a new show? Why not check out the Hook and Bridge podcast? We are a music interview show with some incredible bands. We play fun games with all of our guests and break down everything you need to know about music, the headlines, everything going on with your favorite artists today. So why not go check out the Hook and Bridge podcast, now streaming on every platform you can find podcasts. That's the Hook and Bridge podcast, the #1 brother and sister music podcast in the world.
Frank Zappa then leads us to an all-time classic.
The hits just keep on coming. That's my first note too. All-time classic. Yeah.
Consumer Probe. Erwin Mainway from Mainway Toys comes on. And Candice, do I have to set this up? Everybody knows this.
We have with us tonight Mr. Erwin Mainway, president of Mainway Toys. Mr. Mainway, your company manufactures the following so-called harmless playthings. Pretty Peggy ear-piercing set, Mr. Skin Grafter, General Tron secret police confession kit, and Doggy Dentist. And what about this innocent rubber doll, which you market under the name Johnny Switchblade? Press his head, and 2 sharp knives spring from his arms. Mr. Mainway, I'm afraid this is by no means a safe toy.
Okay, I just want to correct you on one thing here, okay? First of all, the full name of this product, as appears in stores all over the country, is Johnny Switchblade Adventure Punk. No, I mean, nothing goes wrong. These little girls buy them, they play games, they make up stories, nobody gets hurt, I mean... So, Barbie takes a knife once in a while, or Ken gets cut, I mean, there's no harm in it. I mean, as far as I can see,
I see. Fine.
It's,
Well, we'd like to show you another one of Mr. Mainway's products. It retails for $1.98, and it's called Bag of Glass. Mr. Mainway, this is simply a bag of jagged, dangerous glass bits.
Yeah, right. It's, it's just a glass. It's broken glass, I mean, it sells very well, as a matter of fact, It's just broken glass,
I don't understand. I mean, children could seriously cut themselves on any one of these pieces.
Yeah, well, look, a kid, the average kid, he picks up, broken glass anywhere. The beach, the street, garbage cans, parking lots, all over the place in any big city. We're just packaging what the kids want,
This is classic.
Candice plays the role of Jane as talk show host.
Yeah. And Dan plays Erwin Mainway, who comes on to talk about his toys from his toy line that Candice deems to be unsafe. like this rubber doll that has Switchblade comes out, and he corrects her saying his full name is Johnny Switchblade Adventure Punk.
Which is a Fonzie doll that has knives that come out of it.
Or the Bagel Glass.
Part of the bag of line. Bag of glass, bag of nails, bag of bugs, bag of vapors, bag of sulfuric acid. Doggy Dentist was one of the toys he had in stock. So good.
This is just such a great, again, talk about an iconic sketch.
Yes.
This is one.
Yeah.
Dan's character is Erwin Mainway. Just like the sleaziness that he has, like his hair slicked back. He's got rings on and the dark sunglasses. And
I think it's in the, it might be in the Weingrad Hall book, but that Dan has said that Erwin Mainway is like a cousin of E. Buzz Miller. Another character.
Yeah.
And everything we've said so far, yes, is hilarious. But then to top it, Candice tries to show Erwin Mainway safe toys, quote unquote safe toys that any kid could play with. And the first thing she does is show him some blocks, and he's playing with these wooden blocks. She's like, I got a sliver here. And then she shows him a plastic phone with a cord, and he starts talking on the phone and strangles himself with the cord.
Hello.
Ass overhead, the chair falls back. Like as if the first half of the sketch wasn't smart enough. They top it with this at the end. And then it culminates with a little foam ball, and he starts bouncing. He's like, and he like shoves it in his mouth. I can't breathe. Oh, so good. This is an Ann Beats. Ann Beats and Dan came up with this together and wrote a lot of these Erwin Mainways. And it's just so good.
It's still, I've seen this sketch hundreds of times, and I still was laughing out loud when I watched it.
You know every beat.
Yep.
And it's still funny.
It is.
It's so good. He's got the teddy bear at one point with the chainsaw, Teddy Chainsaw Bear. You said it right off the bat. This is an all-time classic sketch and an introduction to one of the best reoccurring characters of the original era. We see him another 4 times during this era, and then Dan brings him back in the 90s. Yeah. He shows up as a guest spot twice and does Erwin Mainway twice. Oddly enough, both on episodes John Goodman host.
Well, he was tight with Goodman.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's hilarious. And to your point, like it's just hit after hit after hit on this episode.
Yeah.
And then I thought we got a break after this because we get a repeat commercial.
I know. Yeah. We get the K-Put price tag commercial, a repeat from season 1. One of their better ones.
Yes, it is.
And I will say it was still kind of funny, even though we've seen it a bunch.
I agree.
Granted, I'm in a great mood after what I've been watching so far.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Why do you throw a repeat from season 1?
Yeah.
Like this would have been a great spot for a Christmas themed commercial. Like,
right.
Why is there not a Christmas themed parody, taped parody?
Right.
It would have worked well.
It could have.
It's my only knock on this episode so far is that they put a season 1 repeat on.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. This was the thing that I was like, oh, this came right after Consumer Probe. Okay, yeah. That's weird, but all right. But from there, we come back to Candice in the living room set. And my immediate thought was, wait, there's not a land shark on this episode, right?
I can see that. I mean, we are due. Oh, shit. This is the first episode. Finally, we don't have Chevy, right?
Yeah, that's true. Right.
Like when you said land shark, I'm like, well, Chevy's due for his once an episode appearance, isn't he? But
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No Chevy this episode.
Didn't miss him right. At all. Like the cast that we had here did a more than capable job without him.
Yeah. This sketch was interesting to me because I was like, where is this going? So
before you talk, did you know what the sketch was about before it happened?
What do you mean?
The breaking?
No.
This sketch is infamous for the breaking where
right.
Candice says the wrong. You didn't know that going in?
No.
Oh, I can't wait to hear you. Okay, go.
Wait. I didn't know what going. I'm confused about what I knew or didn't know.
Well, the big thing about this sketch is when Candice breaks and calls Gilda the wrong name, and Candice breaks, and like it's like kind of the first instance of them really breaking.
Right.
Did you know that when this sketch started that this was that sketch?
Not when it started. I didn't realize that. No.
Okay. Because as soon as they came on, I'm like, I know this is the Fern sketch.
When it first came on, I was like, what is this sketch?
Mm-hmm.
And then she came on so let me back up for a second. Candice is sitting down in the living room. Gilda comes in the door and they start interacting. And Gilda starts acting very strange. And then I realized,
I'm
like,
so
what
thirsty I could drink a horse.
Yes. And Candice's response is just, "You're so stupid." But then, yes, it's Candice breaks because she calls Gilda the wrong name, and she calls herself out on it. She's like, or whatever your name is.
Yeah.
And then it just, Gilda turns to camera and talks about the right to extreme stupidity.
You're not too bright, are you, Fern? I mean, whatever your name was.
Lisa!
As a matter of fact, you're extremely stupid.
Well, you're right, Fern, you know, and I'm proud of it. You know, we all can't be brainy like Fern here. That's why I want to talk to you tonight on behalf of a God-given American right. The right to extreme stupidity. Extremely stupid people are discriminated against all the time. And I should know, and so should Fern, because we are extremely stupid people.
It was great. Like, Gilda's just so sharp and on top of it to turn this around.
Yeah. Save is the wrong word because I don't necessarily think this sketch needed saving. But I was going to say Gilda saved this sketch, or Gilda's the one who makes this sketch as memorable as it is.
Yes.
Like I said, it was a little bit of a bummer for me because as soon as the sketch started, I knew what it was. And so I was like, oh, I wish I could watch this not knowing where it was going. Because this is like the Buck Henry episode, I feel like, where like everybody knows this is the sketch where Candice breaks and is this infamous, she literally loses her shit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally at one point, she just sits there and laughs and watch Gilda do her whole thing basically as an audience member.
Yep.
But that said, it's like the breaking is what makes this sketch so funny. And the way the two actors handle it makes this sketch so funny and so hilarious because they almost get away with it. She has that line, Fern, or whatever your name is. And granted, Candice does like laugh out loud and lose it. And Gilda kind of chuckles. But then Gilda turns and it's like Gilda gives that line of like, we all can't be brainy like Fern here. And that's what, like, if she didn't say that, I almost feel like everybody calms down and they finish the sketch. But the fact that Gilda had to just like twist that knife a little bit, Candice loses it. I don't know if you noticed, like Gilda kind of like put her hand back and patted Candice's leg at one point. Like, it's okay. Don't worry. You'll be okay. It was like such a funny thing. I had to rewind it actually, see if I caught that. Gilda's like, I got this. Just you sit back there and laugh. I'll handle this sketch.
Yeah.
Oh my God. At one point, Candice Bergen literally wipes a tear from her eye.
Yes.
That's how hard she's laughing, watching Gilda through all. Oh. Like I said, I don't know how funny it would have played without the mess up. It was still pretty funny, but Gilda is great. You mentioned it at the start of her energy with this character is fantastic, playing this completely stupid character who is just has no idea how dumb she really is. And then you watch the women laugh and it's just so infectious.
Yes.
You can't not laugh watching them.
Right.
And good or bad, whatever, because of that, this is a great classic sketch.
I agree 100% with you. It's great. They did a great job making it what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And I give Candice credit too. Like for as bad as she was laughing and just, you know, almost out of it, she comes back in right at the very end to give the tag at the end, straight faced. It's great. Like it just that, even just that, like doing that just helps solidify this as an amazing sketch.
Yeah. They both show that they're total pros. They're like, they know what they're doing here. It's great.
I thought of it earlier when I said that Candice was playing the Jane Curtin role.
Yeah.
And now we have this role where like she's kind of the stuck up smart one. Like, is Jane kind of pissed that Candice is taking all her parts this episode? She's kind of like a more famous, popular Jane Curtin.
That's interesting. Probably true. Well, we get Jane and Weekend Update. And unfortunately, last week you really liked that they did not do a bit before she started Weekend Update. But this week they did.
They did.
It starts out with Jane's husband sitting on the desk and they're arguing about her working. And then he goes under the desk when they realize that the cameras are on. And he spends the rest of Weekend Update there.
Yes. I didn't love the gag at the beginning as I saw it.
Yeah.
I did love Tom Schiller ducking behind the desk to leave. That was funny.
Yeah.
And as Weekend Update goes on, you realize it was a planned bit for the whole run of Weekend Update, and it works that way. But without knowing that, you're kind of like,
yeah.
But, you hang in, and it pays off. It does pay off better than it did as a standalone gagged.
Yes. Well, it was, she just, on jokes that didn't hit, he would put his hand up and then just crumple the paper and take it down.
Right. And the first time it happened, this is me completely reading too much into this. But at first I was like, I wonder if like dress rehearsal, that joke just tanked. And they came up with this idea of like, let's have somebody play the husband and duck under there. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's why once you realize he's down there for almost the entirety of Weekend Update, and every time there's a bad joke, the hand comes up and.
Well, even at one point, she like pretends like he's under there doing something and she starts squirming. And yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
But Weekend Update, it's a fine Weekend Update with Carter jokes, Ford and Nixon jokes, Kissinger, Barbara Walters. And eventually we get to the radioactive fallout report with Ray Basalt, which is Dan. Basically giving a weather report for all of the radioactive
domestic fallout.
Yeah. This went on for quite a while. Like I was not expecting it to be as long a bit as it is.
But it's Dan, so it'll work.
Oh, it's totally Dan. And it's like, Dan wrote this week and got it on air.
Yeah. I was just like, what in the hell is this? Because he's got like a whole like 2-wall setup and he's got the map and he's talking about all these tests that are happening and the fallout that's sweeping over the U.S. during the season. I'm just like, this is amazing.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what in the hell he was saying. I didn't understand half of it because he just kept going like rapid pace.
Yes.
And again, this is something only Dan could do. He does it so well.
Yeah.
There's so much dialogue in this. It's insane.
Okay, let's turn to the West Coast now and see what we find here. All right, well, last summer, as you know, was a heavy time of thermonuclear testing by the People's Republic of China. In July, they detonated a 15-megaton fission device above the Pacific Ocean. This resulted in a high-altitude airburst. Now, the fission products from this detonation, which linger just below the Earth's troposphere, have started to drop. They're being moved across the Pacific water body by the high winds up there in the troposphere. This coupled with cold fronts, which move up into Southern California, from Texas. All in all, well, we should say that, it should bring a fairly heavy shower of dangerous beta particles into the San Diego area sometime near the end of the month, and probably before Christmas anyway. Now, that blast was a pretty heavy one, so the yield of beta particles will be sizable. Beta particles, of course, as you know, cause serious radiation burns, so San Diego residents, stay inside, keep pets inside, don't drink or eat anything, and if you have a lead suit, wear it.
I'm going to say this is our best correspondence piece we've had on Weekend Update to date.
Huh.
What's going to come close?
I don't. You're right, because you said correspondence.
The
piece,
correspondent, not like a desk piece, but throw into a correspondent.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I think you're right. Okay. Just writing that down in the old correspondence journal.
Knock that down. Thank you.
Well, the live commercial this week was for the Polaroid FX70 cheese
slicer.
That's it. Yeah, it's set up just like the Polaroid commercials were last season.
Yeah.
Where it's Candice and this time John. John's dressed up as a cowboy, in this crazy cowboy outfit.
Yeah, like the Grand Canyon, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes to take his picture and it's just processed cheese comes out. Cheese slices come out every time you take a picture. That's what this is. This is the bit that I guess Candice was still a spokesperson for Polaroid and they had a problem with it because of this sketch.
I think she said something like, they weren't happy. I shouldn't be shooting cheese out of their cameras.
Yes. It's fine. It's fun.
She breaks again in this sketch. She's having a blast this episode. She's having so much fun.
She is.
Yeah. I mean, I know we don't like the still to comes when they break up Weekend Update, but I always love when they do them live. I always love when they have them with the host. And this one was great because it was a great callback, like you mentioned, to those real live promos they did for Polaroid.
Right.
So it's like, well, we're not doing the promos anymore, but Candice is here. Let's make fun of how ridiculous it was we did that during season 1. It's so much fun.
It was a good one. And John really hammed it up eating that cheese and made it a lot of fun.
He did a great job too. Did you notice the old Texas switch there when the cheese came out of the camera and he took it? And as Candice is talking, he kind of does a sly, like put it down and grab a real piece of cheese down from behind his leg. I was like, oh, good work.
Then we come back to Jane. She does a few more jokes, and then
Schiller's hand is still there.
Schiller's hand is there
He's
for
still
more
hanging
jokes
out
that
under the
don't land.
desk. It is a funny bit. Now that you see it
agree.
repeatedly, it gets funnier and funnier what they do. It is good.
Yeah. And that it's not every joke. It's like jokes that don't hit.
Yeah.
But then Schiller must disappear because Emily Latilla slides in. So I don't know where Tom went then. It's kind of curious. And we get our first Emily Latilla, who is upset that they're giving money to unisex for the holiday season. And she goes all off about that. And then Jane comes on to explain it's UNICEF and never mind. And then Emily Latilla's like, so I haven't been on since Chevy's been here. And she says something like, you have to come up with something funnier than unisex. And Emily Latilla calls her a bitch for the first time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that she called her a bitch the first time they were on together. I thought it took a couple appearances for Jane to get like boil over. I didn't realize it was the first time. I didn't remember it being the first time.
Yeah, no. I know I've been accused of not being an Emily Latilla fan because we saw her 20 times.
Yes, I want to hear what you think. Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this much more. Like, and it wasn't the unisex. That wasn't funny. It was the back and forth with Jane that I really enjoyed.
I thought it was funny as well. And I thought there was two things. One, I did think it was funny. I thought this was one of the smarter ones. UNICEF versus unisex. I thought it was written fairly well. But I think more to the point is it had been a while since we've seen her. We saw her 11 times in season 1.
Yeah.
So we were getting kind of tired. The only time we saw her season 2 so far was episode 1 when she did the call in.
Right.
So, I think it's not having not seen her so long, you were more open to it. I think that was the biggest thing. But I also did think this was one of the better ones they wrote for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. And I felt vindicated when Jane was like, come up with something funnier.
It's funny. I kind of thought that was I liked it. And I was like, fuck, that's going to be Gary's excuse. I'm like,
yeah.
Because I thought it was funny, bitch.
Oh, the bitch part was funny.
Speaking of Jane, I think this is her best update yet. I feel this is her strongest showing. I think she was really good at doing update. I think she was great in this update.
Yes. She was on point throughout the whole thing. Yeah. I think the jokes were not as strong as they have been in some previous weeks, but her performance was great. Yeah.
But they had a great out for that.
Yes. No. Absolutely.
I agree with you, but they had a great out, which then made the bad jokes funny with her crimpling up and Schiller reaching up from behind the desk. So it's like,
yes.
Way to go.
Yes. Well, I don't always enjoy Emily Latilla. I also don't always like when John interrupts musical acts.
Jesus, you're right. Yeah.
And hams it up.
Yeah.
So now we have Frank Zappa comes back with his band. And they play The Purple Lagoon, which actually wasn't released until a few years later. But anyway, it's an instrumental piece. And Zappa's basically, he is just conducting his band and the house band playing this instrumental piece. And then John comes on for some reason with a saxophone and starts dancing around and making weird noises. And then you realize he's Samurai Fatuba. And then he like threatens Alan Rubin actually, and keeps going. I don't know. I was just like, what are we doing?
Okay.
He does threaten him. He has the sword. He holds the sword up to Alan Rubin.
Okay. Was this needed? The John with the band?
No.
Did it work? Kind of. And what I think you need to do, the way I rationalize this in my head, if you look at this not so much, or I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you look at this not so much as a musical number, but a sketch.
Okay.
Is it any better? Is it any better
No.
for you? You don't enjoy it any better that this was set up as a bit? Because I kind of bought into it a little bit when you realize it's Zappa and performance, and they had this idea of putting this all together. It actually did work. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
You're a John apologist. That's why.
Like, I didn't like it at first when he came out, but then, you know what it was? The band's really good.
Yeah.
The band is very good. So when John comes out, having fun with the band, with the back and forth and the scatting and John playing and the band basically repeating what he plays, that's all done really well. And I think it's just because this band is so good that it feels like a rehearsed, put together performance piece, not like a musical number that he stumbles into like he did before with Leon Russell.
Yeah.
And if you look at it in that context, I think it plays better. I'm not saying it's great, but I think it plays better in that lens.
I don't see it.
And I noticed it. I was like, wow, these guys sound really good, especially when he's got the horns in.
Yeah.
And then I was researching, and I kind of realized then one of the reasons why they were able to get Frank Zappa on this episode is you mentioned this song comes out a couple of years. It comes out on a live album called Zappa in New York.
Right.
Which was a live album that he was recording at this time playing the Palladium in New York City. So he was already like playing with this band. Malone and Rubin were playing with him. They were playing this song because they'd record it and go on the albums.
Right.
And that's when I realized I was researching it too. Like Don Pardo was at those shows. He was doing intro to 2 of the songs. Yeah. He kind of had that SNL vibe happening. And I was like, oh, that's okay. Because you're like, why is Frank Zappa on the Christmas episode?
Right.
It kind of all starts to come together a little bit. So I did, like I said, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I thought that it worked together really well. And I'm just going to warn you, if you didn't like this, it's going to happen again in season 4 when Zappa hosts and is a musical guest. So just get ready for John to show up again.
I can wait. I was really excited to see Garrett singing again. He comes on and starts singing O Tannenbaum in German for quite a while. And I was like, well, this is lovely. This is a lovely holiday treat. And then Garrett is killed by a Christmas tree.
Yes.
It's just funny saying that aloud.
It's amazing how absurd the opening to this sketch is. Garrett singing is all an opening to this sketch about these killer trees that are attacking people. I was just blown away about how absurd the opening was to this. Just the opening.
I mean, the whole thing is pretty absurd.
Yeah.
This is a 10-minute long sketch.
Is it that long? Didn't feel that long. Didn't feel that long. I'll take it.
No, it didn't feel that long, but it's a 10-minute long sketch about killer Christmas trees that attack people when they hear the song O Tannenbaum. John and Dan play 2 detectives that are trying to...
Again, Dan is all over this episode.
Yeah. At one point, John picks up the phone and says, Lieutenant Pushakus.
Yeah.
He uses that name again 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Gilda plays a cleaner who gets killed. Candice plays her boss and, works with John and Dan to track down the killer trees. At one point, they put Christmas trees in a police lineup, and it's an undecorated Christmas tree, a decorated Christmas tree, and Frank Zappa.
I thought Zappa was great.
He was so much like he enjoyed it.
We shake your ornaments, and he starts shaking the buttons.
It was a funny sketch because the whole bit is these people get stabbed by the Christmas tree branch. It goes through their body, and everyone has a different gimmick to hide the prop branch that pops up when they get stabbed. And I don't know. It's really
that
fun.
They have to pull themselves. Like one of their arms has to pull a cord off their costume so the branch comes through their abdomen.
It was such a silly, absurd, fun sketch. I agree with you. It did not feel like it was 10 minutes long.
It did feel a little long, but then I thought it was only because most of the sketches in this episode actually were very short. And so I thought it was just in comparison to the other sketches.
Yeah.
It felt long, but I didn't feel long in a bad way to me because they're on like 7 different sets, 7 different sets. They bounce around a lot.
Yeah. At least 5 I can think of. So, but yeah, I just love how absurd it is. And it's Christmas time. So it's like.
And to that point of how absurd it is.
Yeah.
Candice Bergen is great.
She is.
She commits so much to her role, and this whole thing is so ridiculous. She plays it straight so well. Like when she's upset and crying, and the whole ending is they want to put her on as a what the hell do you call it? Like the bait,
a decoy
to catch the trees. And she's like, well, if it will save innocent Gentiles, and she's just like she's so serious. And she feels so distraught. Like I thought she was fantastic in this sketch.
She was excellent.
Now just calm down here, all right? Calm down and describe the killer to our police artist here, Sergeant Nagy. Try to describe it now. Was he tall, short?
Yeah. He was very tall. He was so tall. And really bushy. Very bushy. With a lot of really neat ornaments. Oh, God.
Something like this?
That's it. That's the killer.
Okay. Send it out over the wire services. Yeah, hurry up. Come on.
Okay, now, we need one more thing. We need you to identify some suspects, all right? Now, all right. We're gonna show you a lineup, all right? You think you can handle it? Come on, let's go.
Neil Levy's in the sketch as the artist, the sketch artist.
No, that's Schiller.
Oh, that's Schiller. Oh, because he has his back to us. Right. Yeah,
Neil
Levy comes in later.
He's the innocent stagehand. When they arrest the tree and they get in there, they apparently... I was a little confused at the end because they set Candice up as the decoy, and then she goes in and gets killed by the tree, and then John and Dan come in and they're like, well, we said we'd be outside.
We didn't say we'd do anything.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? So then they go ahead and arrest the tree, and John's like, what about the guy behind the tree? He's just an innocent stagehand, and Neil Levy, and they send him on his way. Oh, man. There's so much going on in this sketch.
There is.
And everybody's in it but Jane, because, of course, Candice is taking Jane's role. So everybody's in it but Jane.
I love that. So the trees needed people to be singing O Tannenbaum. So when the people were alone, they would just be, O Tannenbaum, O Tannenbaum. Yeah, it was a really fun.
It was fun.
Anchor sketch for the second half of the show. Like, it ate up a lot of time. It got everyone involved.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it was good.
I noticed, did it feel to you, especially in the police set, and I felt like this an update, a lot of this episode seemed really dark, like underlit.
Yes, I agree with you.
I noticed it first at Jane, like update seemed underlit, and then there were some sets in this sketch were just like really dark. That seemed weird. Not that it means anything. It just was, noticeable.
Hey, you only have so many lights, Brad, in 8H.
That's true.
You can only set so many for each sketch.
Oh, you guys want to have 5 sets? Fine. We're not going to light them all, but you can do 5 sets. Sure. Have fun, boys.
We're going to light 4.5. Yeah, this is a great sketch. A lot of fun.
There's only one way you can really follow up an amazing sketch like that.
Oh, what would that be in your opinion, Brad?
Filmed by Gary Weiss, right? Come on.
How about a profile piece on Diana Nyad?
I have so many questions. Go ahead.
She's a swimmer. That's when you travel through bodies of water.
Mm-hmm.
Was that one of your questions? What's a swimmer?
Oddly enough, no. That one I knew.
No.
For the record, my first note on this, by the way, is great. Is Gary Weiss going to ruin this great Christmas episode? Let's see, Gary Weiss.
So he does this profile on this woman, Diana Nyad, who swam around Manhattan Island. She swam from Capri to Naples and crossed Lake Ontario. She swims 4 to 6 hours a day. My note was, how the fuck do you swim 4 to 6 hours a day?
In the water.
Do you do nothing else in the water?
No, she's a swimmer. That's what she does.
That's what she does. Yeah, that's what it was. I don't really know.
You've said enough.
Yeah.
I refuse to let this piece of shit bring this amazing episode down. I just have 2 questions. One, if you're doing a profile piece on a swimmer, why are you showing her playing racquetball? Makes no sense. Yes. Two, does this lady really work out and lift weights wearing a bathing suit? Really? Really, Gary Weiss?
I was confused about that as well. And everything she was doing, it was in slow motion too. Even the few swimming shots we had were slow motion. Anyway, it was odd.
My review for this film is 2 words. Bah humbug. Just thought that up just now.
Oh, wow. Couldn't tell. That felt rehearsed for at least 2 hours. Well, anyway, as soon as this piece of crap is over, Candice comes back on screen and makes a plea to please adopt John Belushi for Christmas. And I think you talked about this previously, that this sketch was going to happen because John really didn't have any place to go at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Lauren really liked the cast to pull from their lives. Let's talk about real stuff. And so this is an instance where, John was kicked out of the house and legitimately had nowhere to go for Christmas.
Yes, everybody's going home. Everybody. Except for Belushi. Now, we all want to help John, but then we've all helped him so much already. Putting him up, talking over his problems with him, lending him money. So now, it's your turn to help. And believe me, if you like good acting and you just plain get off on good vibes, then here's an offer you just can't refuse. Saturday Night proudly announces the Adopt Belushi for Christmas contest. Write in immediately and state your case in 20 words or less why you are the ideal family to adopt Belushi for Christmas. With his swarthy good looks, John will appear right at home in any family with a depressed European background. John's had all of his shots. He's an eager eater. Plus, he comes with his own attractive wardrobe, which includes a Cahotek t-shirt. Let Belushi share his many stories and songs with the kiddies.
Yeah, and Candice says, Danny's going to Canada, Gilda's going to Detroit. She makes a bad joke about Garrett, and
it's like, really? Why?
Right.
Is that the only way to make a joke about Garrett? I actually tried to watch to see how unfunny she thought that was, because you got to think even she was like, really, guys?
Yeah.
But yeah.
She makes a plea to adopt John. You can send 20 words or less. And then John makes a plea. And again, he goes to a place that I was just like, why do you have to go there?
This whole bit does not age well.
No.
This whole sketch does not age well at all.
No.
And I'm not even talking about like the John drug issues of it all, like what we know now and John and what he was doing. Not even that. Just, just like, oof, come on, guys.
Yeah. Well, then we get the whole cast back.
Jane's back.
We get a lot of detail from Candice about Gary Gilmore, who had just murdered people in Utah, asked for firing squad for his death sentence. And so the cast comes on to sing Let's Kill Gary Gilmore for Christmas. So it is the entire cast, Dan, Garrett, John, Jane, Lorraine, and Gilda singing the song written by, no surprise, Michael O'Donoghue, Howard Shore, and Marilyn Suzanne Miller. Is that right?
She does a lot of the songs. She has a hand in a lot of the songs,
My first note on this was, that's a lot of snow falling on them.
I mean, yes, we should, by the end, that is my main note as well, but yes. Did you like the song? Did you like it as a sketch? As
I did.
Bit? Yeah.
I thought it was a funny-ish song, considering the subject matter.
It's not fun, but it's funny. I would say it's fun, but it is funny.
There's a little guy in Utah with a single Christmas wish for one special thing that can't be substituted. Doesn't want to get electric trains, get toys, or get pet fish. All he really wants to get is executed. So let's kill Gary Gilmore for Christmas. Let's hang him from atop the Christmas tree. Let's give to him the only gift that money can buy. Put poison in his eggnog, let him drink it, watch him die.
Yeah, they got a lot of heat for this. And I think it's because, and Marilyn has talked about this, where, the song, it wasn't so much about Gary Gilmore, and the fact that he killed this guy. It was a commentary on like just the news hoopla that this became. Candice talked about it. She even shows the New York Post headline about this guy and just how like they were fighting to get video footage of it actually happening and just how ridiculous. So it's just, I think that got lost a little bit on people and they got more upset about them singing a song about killing somebody. But yeah, very O'Donoghue.
Yeah.
But it's a funny, great song. And I like that you got to see the whole cast. It was a great callback to season 1.
Yeah.
Where you had the whole cast singing their Christmas songs. So I thought that was fun. It's a great example of, and we keep saying this, of season 2, of them being experimental. Let's do something edgy, do something different. Like, you're not going to see this again. I don't think they had the balls to do this in season 1. And they get a bit too popular mainstream to do it in season 3. So it kind of fits in this weird era of them just trying stuff. And it's really smart and fun. But yes, the hardest part for me was watching them all sing with the fake snow just caking on top of them. Like, poor Gilda couldn't even, I think, open her eyes at the end. She's just like covered in snow. And at one point, John like shakes his head or just, and it all falls down.
It's a lot. It's
a lot.
It is an overwhelming amount of fake snow.
Yeah.
But it was fun. That's the last time we see the cast in a sketch this year. And it goes back to Zappa for his 3rd performance of the night. They're playing Peaches in Regalia. which is like a classic Zappa song.
This one I actually knew.
Yeah. Again, it's like this band is tight. You explained why. I thought this was great.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this other than I did enjoy it more than probably 70% of the season 1 musical guests.
Yeah.
And
you probably enjoyed it more than that.
I mean, this wasn't a cover from the 30s, right?
Nope. No, this is a Frank Zappa original.
I'm fully on board. Fully on board with this.
He's just so much fun to watch play. And like, I don't know. It was a great band. It's a great performance. I was happy that John didn't interrupt it.
Well, he couldn't because he was busy getting dressed.
Yeah. So after Peaches and Regalia, we go to outside of Rockefeller Center and there's all kinds of commotion.
They're on the ice again. A Candice holiday tradition.
Yeah. But there's like all of this technical. Did you hear like the text talking?
You could hear him.
Yeah. It's great. But yes, they go back to Candice. And again, the show is short. So she has to fill time.
I knew you were going to hit this. I mean, even Candice is pissed off, but I knew you were going to forget.
She was, well, because she was so unhappy about this. And she even makes a comment about how, I don't know her exact words, but.
Well, she starts it off being like, she has to fill time.
Right.
And I made the note, even again, no help from the cast. They just leave her out there by herself. They're busy skating around the ice.
Yeah.
Her line, I did write that. She goes, hey, you guys should come here and help me fill space on the close of the show. And then shortly after, John comes over and doesn't do much other than probably told her to just fuck him and take off because then they just start skating away.
Yeah. It was weird that no one else was there, but the camera does eventually pull back and they're all just skating around in Victorian dresses and top hats and everything like they're out of a Dickens novel. Well, it was fun. It's a fun way to close a Christmas show.
Yeah. I mean, they had a lot of time at the end. Like there's a lot of footage of just them skating with music. But it was fun. You got to poke around, like find everybody. Like there was the whole cast and you saw Schiller and Zweibel and Tom Davis is flying around.
It was 5 minutes.
If you watch, was it really? Oh God.
Yeah.
If you watch long enough, like O'Donoghue cannot skate. Do you notice that?
No, I didn't.
Michael O'Donoghue is being held up by 2 women and he can barely walk on the ice. He's like,
Oh, that's funny.
Well, then you must have missed the bit at the end where they're doing laps. And at one point, John like flies over the siding.
Yes. No, I did see that.
He just gets back up and jumps back over and takes off again.
Yeah.
And then they have a great callback at the end. They go up to the Christmas tree. They put the lights on and they do a callback where they sing O Tannenbaum again.
Yes. Yeah, it was fun. It was a really fun close to a really fun show.
Yeah. Great episode. Great episode. I mean, it's like we've sat there every once in a while. We're like, they're all not like, everyone's not 10 for 10, A+. I'm like, this is pretty damn close to being across the board top notch.
Yeah. It was great.
There's so many great sketches. The host was great. You got to see a lot of the cast. Well, maybe not Lorraine so much, but you got to see a lot of the cast. The musical guest was good. And even if you're not a Frank Zappa fan, I feel like at least it gives you something to talk about.
Yeah.
His performances were interesting. They were, you couldn't hate them. You might not have like loved them, but you got to be like, well, that was weird or interesting. And like, I feel like you talk about them after the fact. Classic sketches. I don't know, all around great episode.
It was.
What's the worst sketch?
The worst sketch is, well, we're taking Gary Weiss out of this.
Of course. But that's how good this episode is. I'm going to ask, what was the worst sketch?
Oof. I'm going to say, I'm not going to use the Price is Right stamp gun. Not that. Yeah, it's really hard. It's probably
I was going to say Cold Open. And honestly...
Oh, I wasn't even counting the cold open. Yes.
But it's only because they're figuring it out. They did something brand new. So like that's your worst sketch is like a brand new idea for a cold opening? Like bravo.
I mean, I think the worst sketch probably because it didn't age well was the Adopt Belushi sketch.
Maybe.
But only because of how it aged. Like I think in the moment it wasn't probably as bad.
In the moment performance-wise, it was great. People loved it. It was very meta. It was a fun bit. The 2 of them together is always great. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. The cold open was probably the worst. Yeah.
Worse in quotes because it's still
exactly.
Good. It's still good.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Brad, what are your best bits?
I mean, it's like the whole show. Consumer Probe.
Yeah.
Santi-Wrap.
Yep.
And I'd say Right to Extreme Stupidity League. But I mean, there's a lot.
I mean, Consumer Probe is a no-brainer. Santi-Wrap, but those were my two. Just Consumer Probe and Santi-Wrap. But I agree. Like, there's not a bad sketch here.
I mean, Jimmy Carter's great. Frank Zappa's first 2 songs are great. The Killer Trees is good. Dan's Fallout Report is excellent. It's just like there's so much in this one.
Yeah.
This was so much fun to watch after the last couple. Like,
yeah,
it's interesting too, because this is the last episode we get before Bill Murray shows up. So at the end of the year, they're trying to transition post Chevy, but you got Bill Murray coming up in the next episode. So this is a very interesting episode just in the arc of the season. And it's like, if you were worried, and like, I'm sure I'm not the only person who was watching those last couple episodes and being like, I kind of miss Chevy, maybe, maybe they did need Chevy. And if they did nothing else, they just proved they did not need him. And it's going to be very interesting now to see how Bill Murray mixes into the fold.
Yeah. Well, it starts like a whole kind of awkward run for him in the beginning. So it'll be interesting to watch. Mm-hmm. Next week, we're talking about season 2, episode 11, with host Ralph Nader and musical guest George Benson.
Well, I gotta laugh. You don't dig Benson? What's up?
I don't know that you're gonna dig Benson.
I've met George Benson.
Really?
Yeah, we're pals.
You're pals?
Oh, okay. A little bit of a stretch. Speaking of a stretch, this isn't a stretch. We have an amazing guest next week. You guys have to tune in. We have a great special guest next week. That part is true.
We do? Oh, we do.
We do.
Awesome. I'm excited for that. That'll be
good.
fun.
It's going to be a great episod. Bill Murray's first episode. Can't wait.
Until then, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
The Not Ready for Primetime podcast is a 2 Pints Productions production. Produced and edited by Brad and Gary. Thought about by Brad and Gary. Please rate and review. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.